Welcome to the reaction for V for Vendetta. This movie was suggested by Malcolm over on the Patreon Discord server. I asked for recommendations for what I should react to in the month of November. If you're watching this on Patreon, if you're watching this on YouTube, this was several months ago. But this was one of the movies he suggested, and he said that it's normally watched around this time of year, specifically November 5th. I'm assuming that's an important date in the movie, but I was sick on November 5th. And even if I hadn't been, that's my husband's birthday. So I wouldn't have been recording a reaction that day anyways, but we're doing it now, which is a week later. I have no idea what this movie is about, like not one clue. I do know that, there's somebody wearing a mask that I think is the same mask that's associated with Anonymous, or it's like similar to it. Could be way off on that. Another thing I could be way off on is that I think Natalie Portman is in this, but I don't know that. It's just when this movie was suggested, she came to mind. But again, I could be getting that confused with a different movie. So let's just get into it and find out what this is about.
Remember the 5th of November, the gunpowder treason and plot.
Well, all right then. That sounds like Natalie Portman.
I read that the former United States is so desperate for medical supplies that they have allegedly...
Sorry, did you say the former United States?
A gesture, they said, of goodwill.
There's the mask.
I think it's high time we let the colonies know what we really think of them. I think it's payback time for a little tea party they threw for us a few hundred years ago. It wasn't the war they started. It wasn't the plague they created. It was judgment. No one escapes their past. They had to go. Strength through unity. Unity through faith.
Why are people watching him?
And I'm goddamn proud of it.
That's quite enough of that, thank you very much.
Exactly.
A yellow-coded curfew is now in effect. Any unauthorized personnel will be subject to arrest.
So there's a curfew.
Excuse me, miss.
I'm sorry, I didn't see
You in a hurry, are we?
And all these people are out past it.
I made a mistake. I shouldn't be out after curfew. I know that.
Yeah, well, maybe you could look after us before getting back to your uncle. See, my friend here, he's kind of sick. Don't you, Willie?
Real sick.
You look it.
She just threatened us.
That she did. You know what that means?
Just spray. Why are you waiting?
It means that we exercise our own judicial discretion.
And you get to swallow it.
Oh, God, your finger, man.
Oh, she's getting the picture.
No, please. I didn't know. I'm sorry.
Not yet, you're not.
What do you think, lads? Spare the rod, spoil the child.
The multiplying villainies of nature do swarm upon him.
Bugger off!
Disdaining fortune with his brandished steel, which smoked with bloody execution.
Fingerman, pal.
Yeah, I don't think he cares. I don't know what I was expecting, but not this. Yeah, it's metal, not plastic.
Spare the rod.
I mean, good riddance, but...
I can assure you I mean you no harm.
Who are you?
Who is but the form following the function of what, and what I am is a man in a mask.
Well, I can see that.
I'm not questioning your powers of observation. I'm merely remarking upon the paradox of asking a masked man who he is.
Right. He clearly doesn't want people to know.
Permit me, then, to suggest the character of this dramatis persona. Voila! In view, a humble vaudevillian veteran, cast vicariously as both victim and villain by the vicissitudes of fate. However, this valorous visitation of a bygone vexation stands vivified, and has vowed to vanquish these venal and virulent vermin, vanguarding vice and vouchsafing the violently vicious and voracious violation of volition.
I'm pretty sure that's every V word in existence.
The only verdict is vengeance, a vendetta, held as a votive not in vain, for the value and veracity of such shall one day vindicate the vigilant and the virtuous.
I was wrong. There were more.
Verily, this vichyssoise of verbiage veers most verbose, so let me simply add that it's my very good honor to meet you, and you may call me V.
Are you like a crazy person?
Right?
Do you enjoy music, Evie?
I suppose.
You see, I'm a musician of sorts, and on my way to give a very special performance.
What kind of musician?
Percussion instruments are my speciality, and would be most honored if you could join me. I promise you it'll be like nothing you've ever seen, and afterwards you'll return home safely.
Okay.
It is to Madame Justice that I dedicate this concerto in honor of the holiday she seems to have taken from these parts, and in recognition of the impostor that stands in her stead. Tell me, do you know what day it is, Evie?
I feel like he's gonna blow up a bunch of stuff.
First, the overture.
Something's gonna blow up.
Here comes the crescendo!
Well, I think I better be going now. Oh my god, this would be insane. Not just blowing it up, but fireworks.
We also managed to get a picture of the girl that Creedy's men were detaining.
Who is she, Mr. Finch?
Not sure yet, sir, but we're working on several leads. Whoever he is, Chancellor, he's very good.
Spare us your professional annotations, Mr. Finch. They are irrelevant.
Apologies, Chancellor.
England prevails.
Yes.
Wasn't too enthusiastic with his response there.
You think people will buy this?
This is the BTN. Our job is to report the news, not fabricate it. That's the government's job.
Seems that the crew responsible for the demolition of the Old Bailey wanted to give the old girl a grand, albeit improvised, send-off.
Although the demolition had been planned for some time.
Do you believe that load of bollocks?
No.
Why does he wear a Guy Fawkes mask and then blow up the Bailey? Didn't Fawkes try to blow up Parliament?
It's not too late. He's still got another 16 hours. Maybe he's just getting started.
Yeah, I feel like that was just the beginning. Obviously, it's the beginning of the movie.
A cow getting crucified. It's
She works there.
hysterical.
Oh,
It'll never get improved. You've got to rewrite it, okay?
he's in Bones. Gordon Wyatt.
Mr. Dietrich.
Gordon, please. I don't need Mr. to make this body feel any older.
Really?
I was on my way last night, but there were fingermen and got a little scared and I went home.
Well, sadly, after last night, I think our curfew will only get worse.
Oh, she was going to see him? Her ID was void, but she still works there.
They're filled with bombs.
Well, wait till commercials to set them off, okay?
What's all that? Not sure, they just arrived. Marked for stage 3.
What if they really are filled with bombs?
What the hell is this? Just put them over there until I can figure out what they're for.
Her parents were political activists. They were detained when she was 12.
What happened to her?
Juvenile Reclamation Project. We're going to need backup, but keep it minimal.
You sure about that, sir?
I just want a chance to talk to her before she disappears into one of Creedy's black bags.
Does she know what her parents were into, though?
Who's that? Don't piss me about. You show me ID or I'll get Storm Saxon on your ass.
Fucking hell.
I love how they keep, like, paralleling what they're doing. Oh, shit. I have several questions going through my head. Is he going to care that she's there? Does he know that she's there? Like, is that going to change anything? Is he going to find out that she's there? Is he going to come on with a message?
Good evening, London. Allow me first to apologize.
That's the emergency channel!
I do, like many of you, appreciate the comforts of the everyday routine.
Even created his own logo, VTV.
There are, of course, those who do not want us to speak.
Let me think, just let me think.
I suspect even now, orders are being shouted into telephones and men with guns will soon be on their way.
Yeah.
Words will always retain their power. Words offer the means to meaning, and for those who will listen, the enunciation of truth. And the truth is, there is something terribly wrong with this country, isn't there?
You designed it, sir.
Where once you had the freedom to object,
Why do I feel like he's gonna come around? Maybe not, though, but I feel like he's not fully on board with how things are.
He promised you peace, and all he demanded in return was your silent, obedient consent.
Inspector, you're almost through.
Last night, I sought to end that silence. Last night, I destroyed the Old Bailey to remind this country of what it has forgotten. If the crimes of this government remain unknown to you, then I would suggest that you allow the 5th of November to pass unmarked. But if you see what I see, and if you would seek as I seek, then I ask you to stand beside me 1 year from tonight.
Oh. I thought he was going to ask people to do it, like, today.
Don't shoot! Please don't shoot!
Hold your fire!
Yeah, it wasn't him.
Don't shoot! Please! Hold your fire! Please!
So smart.
Get the masks off.
Please hurry! There's a bomb wired to the timer in the control booth.
Oh, no. Get anyone not wearing a mask out of here. Yes. Marshal. Sir. Help carry this man. Everyone else, let's go.
Anyone not wearing a mask, I mean, he could just take his mask off and blend in with everyone else. You don't have long.
Wait! Don't shoot me, please! It's him! It's him!
That was cool.
I must say that I'm rather astonished by the response time of London's finest. I hadn't expected you to be quite so Johnny on the spot.
Yeah, they're already there.
Bad luck, chummy.
Oh, I don't know about that.
I mean, I can't blame him. He had to fight back, but... She saved you.
Now, this is only an initial report, but at this time, it's believed that during this heroic raid,
of course,
a terrorist was shot and killed. Bollocks. Again, from what we've been told by authorities, the danger is now over. The terrorist is dead.
This is stupid because he's definitely going to make sure people know he's not. Yeah, that can't feel good. Oh my God, all these books. Oh my God, they're giving me so much anxiety. Ugh. So it still has the mask on.
God, if they ever find this place.
I suspect if they do find this place, a few bits of art will be the least of my worries.
Yeah.
I maced that detective. Why'd I do that?
You did what you thought was right.
Oh no, I shouldn't have done that. I must have been out of my mind.
Or is that what you really think, or is that what they'd want you to think?
I have to go home.
You said they were looking for you. If they know where you work,
Yeah,
they certainly know where you live.
Oh, I have friends. I could stay with them.
I'm afraid that won't work either.
No.
If I'd left you there, right now, you'd be in one of Creedy's interrogation cells. They'd imprison you, torture you, and, in all probability, kill you in the pursuit of finding me. After what you did, I couldn't let that happen, so I picked you up and carried you to the only place I knew you'd be safe. Here, to my home.
I won't tell anyone, I swear.
I'm sorry, but I can't take that risk.
Right.
I have to stay here.
Only until I'm done. After the 5th, I no longer think it'll matter.
You mean a year from now? I have to stay here for a year. Why did you just leave me alone?
Wow. That's why he was debating. Hence the mask, I take it. I mean, other than not wanting to be known, but...
V?
Ah, bonjour, mademoiselle.
I just wanted to apologize for my reaction last night. Your hands.
Yes. I hope I didn't put you off your appetite.
No, please. It's just, you're right.
Oh, yes, I'm fine.
Can I ask what happened?
There was a fire. Ancient history for some. Not really very good table conversation. Now, would you care for a cup of tea?
I feel like I have the same question everyone who watches this for the first time has. Are we ever going to see his face? I feel like we will.
I wish I'd been there. I wish I'd had the chance for a face-to-face. Just one chance, that's all I need.
Oh, I think you're going to get it. Oh, EVEY? Really?
Spouting their message of hate, a delusional and aberrant voice, delivering a terrorist ultimatum. Good guys win, bad guys lose, and as always,
This music building the tension.
Good evening, Commander Prothero.
You wanted a one-on-one with him.
Don't worry, I've made sure our reunion won't be disturbed by any pesky late-night
Reunion?
Commander.
Stop that. Why do you keep calling me that?
That was your title, remember? When we first met all those years ago. You wore a uniform in those days. It is you, the ghost of Christmas past.
What? Oh, I need so much more information.
I've already called the Chancellor. We have to get control of the situation.
What situation?
He was asleep. He doesn't even know there was a situation.
Quiet, dignified death in his sleep.
We got any eyes or ears on this one?
Why would that guy die in his sleep?
Have we got an elevator log ID?
Let me guess.
Evie.
She's in deep, Inspector.
See?
Oh, it's a TV down there. I was not expecting that.
Hope I didn't wake you.
No, I just thought you were fighting. I mean, for real.
My favorite film, The Count of Monte Cristo.
You could see that.
A man known to the entire nation as the Voice of London passed away late last night from apparent heart failure. An extraordinary talent.
She's lying.
He dedicated his life to his country
How do you
and his
know?
beliefs.
She blinks a lot when she does a story she knows is false.
Lewis, you will be sorely missed.
She blinked real big on that.
Yesterday I couldn't find my ID. You didn't take it, did you?
Would you prefer a lie or the truth?
Did you have anything to do with that?
Yes, I killed him.
Oh, God. And are you going to kill more people?
Yes.
This is interesting. I'm liking it so far.
Larkhill. I cannot recall that particular facility, Inspector, but you're welcome to review our records.
We've been through your records, Major. All it says is that there was a detention facility at Larkhill.
Well, there you have it.
There should probably be a lot more information.
We need to know if there was anything different about this facility.
I'm sorry, Inspector, I simply cannot recall.
Feel like you would recall what happened there.
My brother was one of the students at St. Mary's. After he died, my parents became political. I watched on the television, thinking I was going to see my parents killed. I remember them arguing at night.
Evie, quick, hide!
I never saw them again. It was like those black bags erased them from the face of the earth. I know this world is screwed up, believe me. I know it better than most. Which is why I wanted to ask if there's anything I can do to help make it right. Please let me know.
If you wish.
Okay. That was not the question I thought she was going to ask.
It appears that the original electronic records have all been lost, probably during the Reclamation. A lot of things were missing back then. But I found this hard copy filed in the code vault. Everything we've got on Larkhill is in there.
Okay.
It appears that unforeseen circumstances have accelerated my original plan. As a result, I'm in need of someone with some theatrical skill.
I'll do my best.
I believe you will.
She using this as a chance to like run away?
The highest paid person at the camp was a priest. He's paid almost 200 grand a month.
No, that is interesting.
What? A priest was paid $200,000 a month at a detention facility? The hell shady shit was going on there?
My last little joy.
I'm sorry, Your Grace. She has arrived, but there was some confusion at the agency, and they've sent a new girl who I'm afraid is a little older than usual.
Older? Oh dear, she's not too old, I trust.
That is for Your Grace to decide.
Okay.
Oh my.
But dressed up like a little girl.
Mea culpa, my child. Mea culpa.
Please, Your Grace, we don't have much time, and I have to tell you something.
A confession. I love the confessional game. Tell me your sins.
Gross.
Someone's coming, and I think he means to kill you.
Well, she really is trying to warn him.
It's a game I've never played. What a delightful mind you have. I hope the rest of you is just as interesting.
No, please, you have to believe me.
Oh, I do. Now let me show you the firmness of my beliefs.
Stop it! Get off of me!
You little bitch! You fucking little whore! She wasn't lying. It is you.
I'm sorry. I had to.
Evie!
Well, that clearly didn't affect him.
I don't want to die!
Yeah.
We have an emergency.
What does he do? Like, that makes him vomit up all that. That's such a... That's a way to do it, I guess. Like, what?
In these volatile times, mistakes like Jordan Tower can no longer be tolerated if indeed Jordan Tower was an accident.
What does that mean?
The Chancellor suspects there might be an informer.
Are you saying I'm under surveillance, Mr. Creedy?
Cease any investigation of matters that have long since passed and concentrate on the concerns of our present.
Well, now he's just going to look into it more. I feel like he is not going to help you.
Evie, good God.
I'm sorry. I didn't know where else to go.
Yes, well, you better come inside before someone sees you.
Is he actually going to help her?
If the government ever searched my house, you would be the least of my problems.
All right, well. What?
That's God Save the Queen my parents took me to when they hung it at Gallery 12.
Cost me more than this house, but no matter how bad I feel, it always cheers me up.
Wow.
You know, this whole thing started the night he blew up the Old Bailey, and I was on my way.
Yeah, what did she just look at?
Yes.
Oh.
You wear a mask for so long, you forget who you were beneath it.
Wow. I definitely did not see that coming.
You could get these poisons from any house in London.
Thanks, Delia.
Okay.
It's a scarlet carson. They're believed to be extinct.
I'd appreciate it if you could have a look at it.
Of course.
I feel like her reaction to this is weird.
My God, he's killed them all.
That definitely meant something more to her. Oh.
Clearly one of the people in charge at Larkhill. But after they shut it down, she disappeared.
Running away.
Probably, because after that, all record of her seems to stop.
She changed her name.
Well, that's what I'm guessing.
And there's no photo. So is it her?
Dr. Diana Stanton changed the name of Delia Surridge.
The coroner?
Yep.
Jesus, I just saw her.
Yep.
It's you, isn't it? You've come to kill me.
Yes.
Thank God.
sorry, Inspector, but I can't get a response from that number. There's a problem with the connection.
Jesus Christ.
Of course there is.
After what happened, I thought about killing myself. I knew that one day he'd come for me.
What the hell happened there?
I was given one of your roses today.
I have another rose. And this one is for you.
You're going to kill me now.
I killed you 10 minutes ago. While you slept.
Oh, wow.
Is it meaningless to apologize?
Never.
I'm so sorry.
How is this murder scene so touching? Well, she didn't vomit.
The terrorist obviously wanted us to have it. He wanted us to know the story, or at least a part of it.
Has anyone else read it?
No, sir.
Then let me make this perfectly clear to you.
He's gonna want it destroyed.
Any discussion of this document or its contents will be regarded at the very least as an act of sedition, if not a willful act of treason. Is that understood, Mr. Finch?
Yes, sir.
You would do well, Inspector, to put it out of your mind.
Feel like it's not gonna be something he can do?
My first batch of subjects arrived today.
Of subjects?
They're so weak and pathetic. They never look you in the eye. I find myself hating them.
You're doing this to them, and now you're calling them pathetic.
There is one case that continues to give me hope. He exhibits none of the immune system pathologies that the other subjects developed. The mutations seem to have triggered the abnormal development of basic kinesthesia and reflexes. The subject said he could no longer remember who he was.
I mean, this is a DC film.
Whoever he was, he is now the key to our dream, and the hope that all of this will not have been in vain. November the 5th. Started last night, around midnight. I was trying to understand how it could have happened when I saw him, the man from room 5. He looked at me. But I know he was looking at me because I felt it.
I literally just got like chills.
I want to ask a question, Dominic. I don't care if you answer me or not. I just want to say this aloud. The question I have to ask is...
That thing's sitting in a different spot.
What if someone else unleashed that virus? Would you really want to know who it was?
Sure.
Even if it was someone working for this government? If our own government was responsible for the deaths of almost 100,000 people? Would you really want to know?
This is crazy.
Arrests are as high as they've been since the Reclamation.
I want more than arrests. I want results.
Someone needs to get rid of this guy.
Would you please give a very warm welcome to our own Chancellor, Adam Sutler?
We threw out the censor-approved script and shot a new one that I wrote this morning.
Oh my God.
Everybody in the audience. How'd they get the actor to play the Chancellor? Because I feel like this is not going to go well.
We thought it would be a nice idea to try and help you relax. Girls, warm milk. There's nothing better. I understand you enjoy a glass every night, Chancellor.
Since I was a boy. But you're wrong, Mr. Dietrich. The terrorist was never a serious concern.
Chancellor. Are you saying that he's not still alive and active?
What are going to be the repercussions of this? I'm with Evie.
Well, what are they going to do? Fine us? Big deal.
We've got the most watched show on air.
I feel like it's going to be more than that.
I'm going to have to make some kind of apology, do some boring fundraiser, and in the meantime, our ratings will go through the roof. It'll be fine.
I don't think it will be.
Gordon?
Yeah.
Quickly, hide!
Not a fucking, like, entire replay of what happened to her mother. Don't make a sound this time, Evie.
Not so funny now, is it? Funny man.
Evie, wait for them to be gone. Although they probably would search the entire house. No, you're making too much noise. How did she not break an ankle?
No.
Oh no.
You have one chance and only one chance to save your life. You must tell us the identity or whereabouts of Codename V. You can return to your life, Miss Hammond. All you have to do is cooperate.
Why do I feel like he's doing this to test her? Oh my god. I'm surprised they didn't just outright kill her, but they think she knows information. How?
My name is Valerie. I don't think I'll live much longer, and I wanted to tell someone about my life. And God, I'm writing it on toilet paper.
Oh, it's toilet paper.
It was at school that I met my first girlfriend. Her name was Sarah. I remember our teacher telling us that it was an adolescent phase that people outgrew. Sarah did. In 2002, that year I came out to my parents. My father wouldn't look at me. He told me to go and never come back. Our integrity sells for so little, but it is all we really have. It is the very last inch of us. But within that inch, we are free.
It ends whenever you want it to. Just tell us where he is.
I don't know.
Wow. How is she writing, though? Like, with what writing utensil?
And in 2015, I starred in my first film. It was the most important role of my life, not because of my career, but because that was how I met Ruth.
How coincidental that it's somebody who is doing what she wanted to do.
I knew I never wanted to kiss any other lips but hers again.
That is a gorgeous shot.
She grew scarlet carsons for me in our window box. And our place always smelt of roses.
You're gonna die here. Why protect someone who doesn't give a shit about you?
The thing is, I mean, he did say that, like, basically knowing they were underground and the color of the stone was, like, enough. So she clearly hasn't given that away.
They took Ruth while she was out buying food. I've never cried so hard in my life. It wasn't long till they came for me. It seems strange that my life should end in such a terrible place. But for 3 years, I had roses and apologized to no one. I shall die here. Every inch of me shall perish. Every inch.
Wait, but shouldn't she already be dead?
Even though I do not know you, I love you.
I'm so confused.
I'm instructed to inform you that you have been convicted by special tribunal, and that unless you are ready to offer your cooperation, you are to be executed. Are you ready to cooperate?
No.
Very well.
Something about this still feels... Were those letters that Valerie gave to V? Because it's the black gloves, we're not seeing the faces. I don't understand.
Look, all they want is one little piece of information. Just give them something, anything.
But I'd rather die behind the chemical sheds.
Then you have no fear anymore. You're completely free.
Yeah, I feel like this has all been some kind of test or something. I don't... But she's clearly in a facility, so that's what's throwing me off. Like, V wouldn't have this many people, would he? What? But those are definitely different face shapes and voices in the room with her. How long was she in there?
It was you.
Yeah.
That wasn't real. Is Gordon?
I'm sorry, but Mr. Dietrich's dead. Fortunately, I got to you before they did.
You got to me. You did this to me.
I know you may never forgive me, but nor will you ever understand how hard it was for me to do what I did. Every day I saw in myself everything you see in me now. Every day I wanted to end it. You could have ended it, Evie. You could have given in, but you didn't. Why?
Leave me alone. I hate you.
That's it! See, at first, I thought it was hate too. Yes, I created a lie. But because you believed it, you found something true about yourself.
No.
What was true in that cell is just as true now.
Yeah, she said she wasn't strong, but she clearly is.
I can't
And now she knows that.
anything anymore.
Don't run from it, Evie. You've been running all your life. Listen to me, Evie. They took your parents from you. They took your brother from you. They put you in a cell and took everything they could take, except your life. The only thing you had left was your life, but it wasn't, was it?
Please.
In that cell, you found something that mattered more to you than life. Because when they threatened to kill you unless you gave them what they wanted, you told them you'd rather die. You were calm. You were still. Try to feel now what you felt then.
She has done so good with this whole scene.
I'm dizzy. I need air.
There's a lift. It'll take us to the roof.
Wow. She's leaving?
There are 872 songs in here. I've listened to them all, but I've never danced to any of them.
Did you hear me?
Yes.
I can't stay here.
Where are you gonna go?
You won't find any more locked doors here.
I thought about keeping this, but it didn't seem right knowing you wrote it.
No, he didn't.
I didn't. May I show you something before you go?
She was real.
Yes.
She's beautiful. Did you know her?
No. She wrote the letter just before she died, and I delivered it to you as it had been delivered to me.
Then it really happened, didn't it?
Yes.
You're getting back at them for what they did to her. And to you.
to everyone.
Like an equation.
What was done to me was monstrous.
And they created a monster.
If I had one wish, I would wish to see you again, if only once, before the 5th.
All right.
Thank you.
We're not going to set any appointments for that. No date, no time, no location. She's just going to show up.
I want every man, woman, and child to understand how close we are to chaos. I want everyone to remember why they need us.
In the former United States, civil war continues to devastate the Midwest.
Scientists attribute this latest water shortage to the lack of rainfall the last 2 years. Ministry officials expect water coupon prices to rise.
Fear. They're trying to make them all terrified.
The day after the St. Mary's outbreak, Percy gives his Beretta a blowjob. Keys dies in a fire.
Rookwood goes missing.
Bloody coincidences are making me sick to my stomach.
Rookwood. How do I know that name?
That's close enough, Inspector. Our story begins, as these stories often do, with a young, up-and-coming politician. He's completely single-minded and has no regard for the political process. The more power he attains, the more obvious his zealotry, and the more aggressive his...
Has he ever played Hitler in a movie? I feel like he definitely could.
Imagine a virus, the most terrifying virus you can, and then imagine that you and you alone have the cure. But if your ultimate goal is power, how best to use such a weapon?
Yeah.
He is a man seemingly without a conscience, for whom the ends always justify the means, and it is he who suggests that their target should not be an enemy of the country, but rather the country itself. 3 targets are chosen to maximize the effect of the attack: a school, a tube station, and a water treatment plant. Before the St. Mary's crisis, no one would have predicted the results of the election that year, no one. And then not long after the election, lo and behold, a miracle.
Yeah.
But it was a pharmaceutical company controlled by certain party members that made them all obscenely rich.
Why didn't you come forward before? What were you waiting for?
Well, for you, Inspector. I needed you.
Okay. The hell is he putting on that plant?
Man as smart as you probably has a plan. That plan is the reason Sutler no longer trusts you. It's the reason why you're being watched right now, why there are eyes and ears in every room of this house.
Bollocks.
Oh, a man as smart as you, I think, knows otherwise.
Mm-hmm.
You knew that one day it'd be you or him. That's why Sutler's been kept underground for security purposes. That's why there are several of your men close to Sutler, men that can be counted on. All you have to do is say the word.
What do I get out of this deal?
Wow, really?
If you accept, put an X on your front door.
We found him.
I'll do.
William Rookwood, the one you've been looking for. I saw your MP report a couple of weeks back and thought I'd run it through our John Doe's. Sure enough, I hooked him. He was a floater. A couple of fishermen picked him up. No ID, never solved. Till now, that is.
William Rookwood is dead.
I'd say so. 20 years now.
Yeah.
Son of a bitch sat there and spoon-fed me that bullshit, and I ate it up!
So what do we do now, Inspector?
We find him.
Why would you assume... I mean, I guess, if he lied about his identity, you have to think he lied about everything else.
347 days, gentlemen. 347 failures.
We are getting close.
We are being buried beneath the avalanche of your inadequacies, Mr. Creedy.
Feel like that X is coming soon.
Eric Finch?
Yeah.
How many went out?
So far we count 8 boxcars, several 100,000 at least.
Christ. Want anyone court with one of those masks arrested.
Yeah.
We're under siege here. The whole city's gone mad.
This is exactly what he wants.
Yeah.
I am holding you personally responsible for this situation.
Oh, they're like dominoes. Yep.
That's why I went to Lark Hill last night.
That's outside quarantine.
I had to see it. I suddenly had this feeling that everything was connected.
Yeah.
It's like I could see the whole thing. One long chain of events that stretched all the way back before Lark Hill. It was like a perfect pattern laid out in front of me. And I realized that we were all part of it.
The V and the fireworks.
And all trapped by it.
So do you know what's going to happen?
No. It was a feeling.
Yeah.
But I can guess. With so much chaos, someone will do something stupid. And when they do, things will turn nasty.
Yeah. You just killed a little girl. Clearly that was not the person you were looking for.
Sutler will be forced to do the only thing he knows how to do. At which point, all V needs to do is keep his word. And then...
I freaking love that. That was awesome. So what does that one domino represent? Because obviously, I mean, the dominoes are, metaphor, but... Is she going to show up? He wanted to see her before.
May I inquire as to how you've avoided detection?
A fake ID works better than a Guy Fawkes mask.
I must confess, every time I heard a siren, I worried about you.
I worried about myself for a while. But then one day I was at a market, and a friend, someone I'd worked with at the BTN, got in line behind me. When the cashier asked me for my money, I dropped dead. My friend picked it up and handed it to me.
Didn't even recognize
She
her?
looked me right in the eyes. Didn't recognize me. I guess whatever you did to me worked better than I'd have imagined.
Would you dance with me?
I'd love to.
Tonight, I will speak directly to these people.
That was a tonal shift. I knew a dance would happen at some point.
Chancellor, there is a contingency that has not been addressed.
And what is that, Mr. Dask?
Should the terrorists
What's going on with
He
him?
won't.
Is he just that nervous?
Tomorrow morning, instead of a newspaper, I will be reading Mr. Creedy's resignation.
I feel like it's interesting he chose the same colors as like what's in the symbol of the government.
I don't understand. What? How you can be one of the most important things that has ever happened to me, and yet I know almost nothing about you. I don't even know what you really look like.
If you please. There is a face beneath this mask, but it's not me. I'm no more that face than I am the muscles beneath it, or the bones beneath them.
I understand.
Thank you. I have something I must give you.
I love every scene with the two of them in it.
I thought they closed this all down.
They did. It took nearly 10 years to clear the tracks, lay a bit of my own. Let me show you.
Huh. So it is going to be through the train.
These tracks lead to Parliament.
Yes.
Then it's really going to happen, isn't it?
It will if you want it to.
What?
This is my gift to you, Evie. Everything that I have, my home, my books, the gallery, this train. I'm leaving to you to do with what you will.
What?
You made me understand that I was wrong. That the choice to pull this lever is not mine to make. Because this world will end tonight. And tomorrow a different world will begin that different people will shape. And this choice belongs to them. The time has come for me to meet my maker and to repay him in kind for all that he's done.
V, wait. You could let it go. We could leave here together.
No, I've no tree waiting for me. All I want, all I deserve is at the end of that tunnel.
That's not true.
How crazy to do all of this with somebody in a mask and like have me actually care, like, and be so emotionally like invested and connected to somebody that you can't even see their face.
Penny for the guy.
Our enemy is an insidious one, seeking to divide us.
I've kept my side of the bargain, but have you kept yours?
Bring him down.
We must remain determined, but most of all, we must remain...
Everywhere's empty.
I want to see his face.
Oh, God. No.
At last. Goodbye, Chancellor. Mr. Creedy.
He just reminded me of somebody in Spaceballs.
Take off your mask.
No.
I don't think you want to do this. Yeah.
You're not afraid of death. You're like me.
The only thing that you and I have in common, Mr. Creedy, is we're both about to die.
How do you imagine that's going to happen?
With my hands around your neck.
What you going to do? You've got nothing. Nothing but your bloody knives and your fancy karate gimmicks. We have guns.
No, what you have are bullets, and the hope that when your guns are empty, I'm no longer standing, because if I am, you'll all be dead before you've reloaded.
Did everything work the way you thought it was going to? None of the bullets got through? That guy, the guy next to him, ducking like it was coming at him. I kind of love how the scene, like everything's dark and black, and then you have like the red blood. Just fits with all the black and red everywhere else. And then, of course, the white light coming through. Yep. Oh, that's a cool shot. That's neat.
Beneath this mask, there is more than flesh. Beneath this mask, there is an idea, Mr. Creedy. And ideas are bulletproof.
Yeah. That's how he said it was going to happen. But are you actually? Yeah, there's blood. Ah.
V!
Oh no. I'm gonna cry.
Oh, we've stopped your bleeding.
Oh, please don't. I'm finished. I'm glad of it.
Don't say that.
I told you only truth. For 20 years, I saw only this day. Nothing else existed. Until I saw you. And then everything changed. I fell in love with you, Evie. Like I no longer believed I could.
I don't want you to die.
That's the most beautiful thing you could have ever given me.
V. V!
Damn it.
This is Perimeter 1. We have enemy contact.
That one red domino.
Hold it. Stop right there.
And it's over.
Almost.
Yeah, not quite.
Get your hand off that lever.
And she's calm. No fear.
Call from the High Chancellor.
Why are you doing this?
Because he was right.
There's no one there to give the command.
But this country needs more than a building right now. It needs hope.
Bloody hell, stand down! Stand down!
Where are they all going to? Because if they go to the Parliament building and it gets blown up.
It's time. Do you like music, Mr. Finch?
That music.
Yes. Here's music.
Who was he?
Who's Edmund Dantes? Here's you. And me. He was all of us.
Wait. Oh.
No one will ever forget that night and what it meant for this country. But I will never forget the man and what he meant to me.
That's awesome. I don't want it to be over. Well, I had no idea what to expect going in. but it was really good. Really good. Oh, wow. Oh, so many things about this were so good. I mean, this was a beautiful movie in an odd way. Like everything was just so dark and kind of dingy about it. Which it oh god, it fit so well, but like it was still beautiful. I feel like there's a lot to this movie in the imagery, the metaphors. They did a lot of things on a lot of levels that I am so not going to be able to recall right now or properly talk about in this moment. I mean, yeah, their work with color, so many things. Because I mean, even where he's at, he's underground, but it's still so beautiful, and it's all this art hidden away, and all these books, and just everything that represents ideas and creativity and hope and passion, and like all the things that are stripped away on the outside world. Wow. Wow, yeah. And how I can come to care so much about a character that we know nothing about, basically. I mean, we don't know any details. We know a lot of things about them, but we don't know any details really. And I mean, they're wearing a mask the whole time. Like, you never look in their eyes. You never, those things that generally allow you to like form a connection with somebody, their facial expression, their smile, all the emotions you can see on their face and everything. Like, we get none of that in a physical sense, but through the dialogue and through the actors, just movements. I mean, even just the smallest of movements. Like the moment where, I can't remember exactly what she said, but it was there when she came back and she was sitting at the jukebox, and I forget what she said, but the actor just took like a step back because it was clear that like her words had, like hurt him basically, like, or it made him feel a negative emotion, and he just backed away from it. And like just that simple step backwards was like that conveyed the emotion we would normally see on his face. So like little things like that, they did such a good job with. And Natalie Portman in this was phenomenal, and the different ways that they paralleled their two lives, and even events that happened in her life, that were repeated, was awesome. Oh, I loved this movie. So thank you, Malcolm, for recommending it. I'm so glad it won the poll. Now I know why. This was awesome. I mean, terrifying in a way. Like, so scary because you see so many parallels to real life. Like we see this stuff happening, and it's scary how quickly things can get to a point like this. And I don't know when this movie came out. I feel like it's been a while ago. And I mean, oh God, I'm not even gonna get into all the like real life stuff and the ways that this movie correlates, because that's just depressing, and I'm not gonna do it here. No, this was good in so many ways. Like, to the point where I think I'm gonna like read up on it. Because I am sure people have done some deep dives on this, and I'm just curious to kind of pick up on things that I missed and look at things from a different perspective and stuff. So this was really good. Really good. All right. I will probably just sit here and say that over and over again if I continue this. So I think I'm going to wrap this up here. I'm curious to know what you think about this, so definitely let me know. Yeah. Good one. All right. If you're watching this on Patreon, thank you so much for the support. If you're watching this on YouTube, it is no longer November. It is months and months later. But if you want to catch up with Patreon and all of the other movies they have seen in the meantime, you can do so by clicking the link in the description below. You do get access to the full reactions over there. They are in watch-along style, which means you do need to have your own copy to play alongside mine for copyright reasons, but I have some things I do in the video to make it easy for you to sync those two up. You also get access to the Patreon Discord server, the monthly Zoom calls, the polls for what I'm going to react to next, and some bonus reactions and all the things. So definitely check out that if you are interested in any of those things. But if you want to hang out here on YouTube instead, that is totally cool. Just make sure you hit the subscribe and notification button so you don't miss the next movie when it goes out. And hopefully I'll see you in that one.